Hi everyone, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Hope you guys are keeping well. This is the Honor 20 and these are my first impressions. Honest impressions of using this phone for a little while now, and I will do full review, camera, audio, cover all that off in later videos. If this is your first time here, nice to see you. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button and like at the end. So, what have we got? Well, first of all, this is quite a really good piece of kit for the money. So you've got powering this whole thing, the processor, a Kirin 980, which is a 7 nanometer processor. That works very well. So things like battery life, speed, fluidity, very nice and really good to look at. But just looking at this phone itself, it's really well built. It's not too big, which I really like. So what you've got the IR blaster, you've got several cameras on the back, you've got a 48 megapixel main sensor which shoots at 12. You can do an ultra clarity mode at 48, but I do recommend just keep it at the default 12. I even keep AI on, and some of the shots I'm getting from this are really nice. I'll show you some of those in a minute. You've also got and the 48 megapixels at f1.8. At a f2.2 you've got a 16 megapixel ultra wide, and then you have literally two other sensors which are both 2 megapixels at an f2.4 each. One's depth, which is quite interesting, and one is a macro mode. Now I will say the macro mode, it does work, but you might find, because it's an f2.4, and some shots you're better using the main sensor at f1.8 because it lets more light in, and then crop in after. But again, it's a bit of pros and cons. I'm just weighing up different shots to take. Like everything, it's a bit of an experimentation. I do like a lot of these Honor devices, the fact that it's got the dedicated night mode. It's pretty good in auto, and it's night, but the night mode takes it another step further. It's got all the usual other modes, so if you fancy taking shots of the stars, you can do that. Do a nice 20-minute hour exposure of the stars and get star trails. You can do the car lights, the sort of long light beams. It's got all those options, and silky water, that sort of stuff, light painting, aperture mode. All of these and portrait mode sit within the camera. So if you've seen a Huawei or on a camera app, this is pretty much identical and works very well. But what I do like in my first impressions, a number of things. First of all, I like having the ultra wide on this phone. I also like its overall size. I mean, it's not too big. It's a similar size pretty much to the Samsung Galaxy S10, not S10 Plus, the S10, or the iPhone XS, not the XS Max, XS Max. So it's a really nice phone that fits in a pocket really well. The screen's IPS, it's a 6.26 inch IPS panel. But again, what makes this quite unique compared to many of the other phones, there's no breakup here for the fingerprint sensor. There's no fingerprint sensor under the glass. The fingerprint sensor is the power button on the side here. And you know something? It works, so I can do this in the light. It works really, I don't normally hold this high, but it works pretty much instantly. Off and to on, and it works really well. And when I do some close-ups with the review, I'll show you the fingerprint sensor working. It's very, very nice, very fast, and I actually think the side hasn't been used that much. Sony had quite a few fingerprint sensors on the side, and I actually quite like the side fingerprint. Even the Samsung Galaxy S10e has a side fingerprint sensor, which I think works again really well. Yeah, I wish the screen was OLED, but it's not. It's IPS. It's a nice IPS panel, which helps. Movies look good and stuff like that. The speaker, it's not stereo, it's single firing at the bottom. In my test, that's been pretty good. I'll do a full audio review. But what is missing, or sorry, what it does have USB Type-C, thankfully, but there's no headphone jack. No headphone jack, just the IR blaster. So that's a bit disappointing. Normally there is the Honor 20 Pro, which I'll get at a later date, but yeah, normally the non-pros have headphone jacks. This doesn't. I think finally we're going to see bit by bit all these headphone jacks disappear completely in all but a few devices. But let's take a look at some photos, and all in all, first impressions. Audio, speaker is loud, it's clear, do like it. So we'll do some proper audio tests and let you hear the speaker as well. Camera, you'll see, I love the Sony sensor, the IMX586, and how the software processing with the Kirin ISP works with this sensor. Very, very nice. And you'll notice between the ultra wide and the standard shots, the color profiling is really close, really similar, and that is important. Anyway, any questions or anything you want me to include in the main review, ask below. Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Catch you guys soon. Bye for now.